Welcome to West Virginia and Commonplace. Sometimes when we're recording, I don't hear the record button, and that's what happened here. Our shows are great things. We have been going through the movie reviews. There's a company. They are owned by Disney. They are considered my favorite streaming service. Everybody loves Netflix and everything else. And you can listen back to the first 3 episodes. I think it was episode 4. I did the streaming episode talking about different things before a lot of these things were out. You got big players in the game, HBO Max now, that releases stuff. You even got Paramount out there doing things with that South Park stuff. But let's talk about the great one, Hulu. Hulu, ever so often, comes out with a movie.
So I want to interject here. I'd like to say welcome to West Virginia and Commonplace. JR and Stacy here. We're going to talk about some movies. These are our opinions. If you don't like it, then we'll see you later. Make sure you catch us with the next episode. I'm going to just say it. This movie, you're going to get a whole bunch of spoils because, you'll find out as we talk about it.
Yeah, so Hulu, real quick, I'm just going to give them a little nod here because I love Hulu. Hulu's been with me through everything in life.
Yes.
Ever since it's the idea of watching TV the next day and I don't have to pay all that extra money for cable. That's not a jab at you guys at Subtlink, but Subtlink, you charge a lot.
Yeah, y'all too expensive for your crap. 99 cents on Black Friday sales going towards Christmas. If you don't have Hulu, make sure you sign up then. No, we are not sponsored by Hulu, but if you guys would like to holler at us, you can reach us at www.wvuncommonplace.com.
Always. Now, let's get to this movie. This movie, real quick, before I even give you the title of it. Hulu put money into this bad boy because they had commercials on regular TV for this. They had commercials inside their streaming service. And this is one that bothered me. They had commercials inside other streaming services because I was watching another streaming service and I saw a commercial for a Hulu movie. And that movie is called Princess.
The Princess. I think is the full title of it. Let me get it pulled up here. Yes, it is called The Princess, starring Joey King. And I had high hopes for this movie. I'm going to just start out there. I had high hopes because this character, she was in The Act. And that is one short series, I guess, documentary type thing. I highly recommend that you go watch it. Check your trigger warnings first, but go check it out.
And me personally, I don't know that lady from a can of paint. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm into that.
We're going to watch it. I'll watch it with you.
All right, so let me give it to you. This movie was supposed to be a medieval, hidden tiger, crouching dragon, or whatever. It had action in the previews. It had me all hooked up I'm about to see blah, 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 blah. This little redhead chick with the sword and the extra boom, boom. She's going to be out here on some Skyrim type shit.
Right.
Whew. Man, I got to be honest. Everybody knows I'm into story development and half-ass character development. You don't have to give me all the character development, but give me a story that follows along. This movie dropped us right into the middle of nothing.
Right. Basically, like I said, you're gonna find out why we didn't like this movie or why we did like this movie, and we're just gonna give the whole thing away because, that's all you can give within this short synopsis of what we're talking about. You have your king and you have your queen, and they have 2 girls. Of course, back in this time, you have to have a son to carry on the name and the whatever else it is. So it goes to your next lineage, whatever that may be.
Right, and if you don't have a son, then that means that you're going to have to bear witness to either your Baron or your brother getting it, or
if your brother had sons, or if you had a brother,
or you're going to have to bring in a random. Someone is going to have to get married in to be king. Or prince, whatever.
Well, see, I thought that it always went in lineage. So if, say, I think he had a brother that had a son. I think that's how it ended up going or something like that. I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't pay enough attention to it. This movie, oh my gosh, it was severely lacking in keeping me drawn in. There were bits and pieces of it. This was an hour and a half long, and there was maybe 30 minutes of the movie that I sat there with my eyes. I'm like, oh, okay, this is something. The rest of it I could have done without.
All right, so I'm going to break this down, and this is probably the worst review I've ever given a movie. All right, this is a tower defense movie. She starts at the very top of the tower.
Yeah.
She works her way through with all kinds of acrobatics and hysterics, which those things, if you're into action, wholeheartedly, some of the effects are very nice. But once I said, it follows that Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon type. We're going to use elements and different things to get through this. It had hidden paths, blah, blah, blah. So she gets down to the bottom. Meets back up with some of her crewmates or people, her nobles and different stuff like that, and they get ready to battle this evil dude. They battle this evil dude, and you know, like it's a the middle part of the movie is fine for what it does, but the very beginning you just get dropped into this movie. She's ready to kill these dudes. She kills them, does whatever she has to do to get to the bottom, and then the movie basically. It shows very small segments of why she became the new warrior princess. Not Xena, but the warrior princess of her.
I mean, it gave a little bit away. Basically, since she was little, she wanted to be a fighter. She was the tomboy. So the dad's servant or helper or whatever, his daughter taught her how to fight with the permission of the mom. Dad didn't like none of that stuff. And granted, you know, she had some skill. I don't know if it was, what are those, stand-ins or stunt doubles or whatever that was doing all this. But there were some decent moves. There were decent parts in the movie that were good. But overall, I couldn't be entertained. I won't watch it again. I mean, it's one of those types of movies.
Yeah, and like in the vein of the action of this movie, if it had a true medieval story that you cared about, because basically it played the father like he was a coward, and he played a coward. The mother was just like the normal subservient. Oh, I'm not going to do anything or say anything. Please, daughter, don't do the wrong thing, or your father will have to shun you. Type deal. Right. So getting all that, I was like, man, this is tried and true. I've seen this all my life in other random movies, and usually it ends up, you know. The way that this movie ended up, with her arising to the challenge and finishing off what needed to be done, and then the father still played a coward throughout the rest of this because it's like he was not tough.
Right. It was basically the same movie with new characters. Like I'm sure you have seen this movie time and time again, except I feel like they took the worst part out of each of these movies and put it into this one.
Yeah, and overall cinematography and stuff like that, all that stuff was fun because they cut the right corners. The video, whoever actually filmed the movie was amazing throughout. So, lastly on this thing right here, this is a movie that's on Hulu, so it'll be there forever.
Right.
It is not Vacation Friends. And I hate to keep bringing up Vacation Friends about everything, but that is my Hulu movie. So, Vacation Friends, it doesn't top it. And out of anything that I've seen in the last 3 weeks.
Maybe we're too old for this movie. Like, not in a sense of that we're ancient or anything like that. I feel like this was made more for the younger generations. So, definitely if you're in either your early 20s or in your teens, this might be a good movie for you. Especially if you do like Joey King as an actress. I mean, she didn't do an awful job. It wasn't for me.
And I'll leave it at this. This is a cash cow. They didn't make any toys or anything for it, which if they had made toys, probably would have drawn kids into it. The hack and slash portion, if you're into this medieval type of fray, you'll enjoy this. But for someone with the hype that the trailer gave. Right.
Basically, the trailers and the previews gave away the entire movie. Like, you should have just showed us a clip of your trailer and we would have figured it out.
Yeah, so...
saved you some money.
So, once again on this one it doesn't even belong in any category with any other movies that we've reviewed.
But we had to talk about it.
Right, because it was an ugly thorn.
You have to take the bad whenever you take the good. Sorry.
So, once again, this movie, The Princess, would not recommend it. I would, if you have a choice in the matter, there's way more quality stuff that's on HBO Max and on Apple Plus that I haven't. even gone over yet.
I mean, I would recommend you watching it just because, I had to watch it, so I feel everybody should give it a chance. Give them those views, whatever. If you don't like it, skip through it, but, I think you should.
And in comparison to Xena Warrior Princess, don't do that. Xena Warrior Princess is something totally different, people, because I've seen on the internet people trying to compare this to other heroine-type movies. Let's not do that. This is a separate movie on its own. So other than that, just a quick normal little wrap-up on this one. I'm JR.
And I'm Stacy.
We are West Virginia Commonplace. So, like, subscribe, follow us on all of our social media. Stacy can run down those real quick.
Make sure you follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. I believe you have Tumblr too. That's one I haven't mentioned for a while. Facebook, LinkedIn. Definitely want to hit 1,000 followers. I know I'm going to beat you in the head figuratively and mention this to you every time, but please give us a follow over there so we can get to our 1,000 followers. We have the views on our video to make it there, but we do want to go live so that way we can interact with everybody, possibly do a couple showings of some of these new movies that are coming out once we get the release to them.
Yes, and one other thing that we have forgot about, we also are on Twitch. Twitch is our...
Yes.
You'll see me doing a lot of gameplay over there with no voice in it yet. We will be moving to a live format over there at some point. So definitely follow us on Twitch. You'll see some exciting games, and we will be doing some classic NES games in the near future. Keep hearing a lot about Super Mario 3. We'll definitely bring that up when we go further down the road.
And I'm going to work with JR, and I'm going to teach him how to play The Sims 4.
Yes, and we'll definitely have a podcast about The Sims coming up soon. So, once again, we thank you for listening, and we are signing off.